Welcome back, guys. We're still going through these trial requests. This time we've got Dilfido Ventura, if I'm saying that correctly. He's requesting to see some of the latest series boss battles with Esther. So I'm going to be going through Ardyn and probably Chaos after that and knocking it out. So we're going to be using Titus as our passive provoke tank with evasion. Now he's chosen because he can entrust, and that's going to be useful to let Esther do her limit burst more than every other turn. Myra, chosen for the same reason. She can entrust, and that's going to let Esther just pop off more of those limit bursts. We're going to do Sacred Shield Charlotte. Now, she's got evasion because Ardyn with evasion magical tanking makes it a little bit easier, so we're going to be going with that. We're going to do Kryla as our breaker. Now, she's chosen because she can fill Esper Gauge as well with her latent ability. So we're going for like all the big Esther, or the big limit burst fill units, so we can fill Esther up as often as possible. Esther is going to be our DPS. Now, Ardyn's a human, so we're going to be doing the Igon arm for human killing, built for human slayer, and some limit burst gear, heart, overwhelming hatred, etc. And we're grabbing Thomas's Esther, same thing. I asked him to build for human killer, so he did it. As usual, my friend has better gear than I do. That's a common theme, but, we're getting there. Alright, so Ardyn is going to ambush with an AoE Paralyze, but this whole team is immune to Paralyze, so it's kind of like irrelevant. But if someone on your team is not immune to Paralyze, make sure you bring a way to deal with that on the first turn. Your healer especially needs to be not immune, because if your healer gets paralyzed, it's probably a bad thing. But if you're all immune, like this team, it's pretty much whatever. Okay. So, Esther, we're just going to right away go into Shock Embrace and Bolting. This is going to fill the Esper Gauge and give us a few crystals. And depending on who gets those crystals, we're going to decide what we're going to do with the rest of the team. Okay, that was pretty poor. We didn't get many crystals. Alright, so in that case, we're going to have to go ahead and Roaring Crowd, and we're going to live conjure for the AoE re-raise. I think Titus is going to go ahead and entrust over to my Esther. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, Kryla is going to break, and then Dark Covenant. Let's see, Calamity and Dark Covenant. Charlotte is going to cover. Now, she might die here, but she has re-raise, so it's totally fine if she does die. In fact, she probably will die. We don't have very many mitigations up yet. Oh, killed my Esther. That sucks. Well, because my Esther died. Yeah, that kind of sucks. We lost our imbue. So I'm going to have to re-imbue myself. Let's see. Stormbrand and Demagnetizing. So we'll just go ahead and... Let's see. Stormbrand, Demagnetizing. The real damage will start next turn, I guess. Alright, let's go ahead and entrust to Charlotte so she can put up some better mitigations. That doesn't happen again, hopefully. Myra will intro and hit single. Kryla will jinx and Dark Covenant. Alright, so we're behind one turn, which is fine. Because Esther died and lost her imbue. Alright, now that we have all the mitigations up, damage is much lowered, as you can see. And now we can start actually hurting things. Alright, so Esther is going to chain her limit. Okay, and now Titus will entrust to Esther for next turn. Myra is going to interlude and for you to the other Esther so we can pop another limit. Charlotte will put up defense buffs and mitigation, and Kryla can just repeat. And now the plan is to Limit with Esther every single turn, if possible. For some reason, he's picking on the Esters. It's kind of rude. He put up damage mitigation this turn. So we'll take the turn to, let's see here, Stormbrand, Demagnetizing, and just Combat Overdrive, whatever. It doesn't matter, we can't hurt the boss anyway. Stormbrand, Demagnetizing, Combat Overdrive. We can just reload Kryla. Charlotte can reapply her limit. No, she can't. Let's see. Main verse and Audition. And we'll just do a fill buff. Titus can discard. Can't hurt the boss right now. Alright, let's pop Charlotte. Limit. We're going to limit with the Esters. Kryla can just repeat. And Titus will give Entrust to my Esther. Myra will outro and for you to the other Esther. Yeah, this boss, he's pretty challenging on the first turn. After that, it's like whatever. Alright, we're still imbued with lightning. He's still imperiled to lightning. I think he's got only a weak imperil right now, so we're gonna just Impending Doom for a better lightning imperil. Do that chain. Alright, we push the next threshold. Titus will entrust to an Esther. Myra will entrust to an Esther and intro. Charlotte can just put up magic mitigation. Although I think at this point the boss is no longer going to do AoE magic. Yeah, that's correct. Alright, Dark Aura. You want to dispel that. That's pretty important. So Kryla will Jinx, and we'll Hinder Enchant to get rid of that buff from the enemy. Esther's. We can't quite limit here, so we'll have to entrust this one because we came a little bit short. There we go. Let's keep doing that chain. Pretty good. Charlotte can just limit here, and Myra will interlude. And who has the lowest limit gauge? This Esther does. Fill her up, and Titus will fill his limit gauge at the end of the turn from his auto limit, and then we'll feed the other Esther at the beginning of the round. Yep, there's Titus. Perfect. Alright, I think we're still lightning imbued. Yeah, add lightning element one more turn. So we'll have to re-imbue next turn, but for now, we'll just go ahead and entrust, and we'll just keep popping those limits every single turn. I don't think that was all the way to the threshold. Let's Eye of Doom, just in case that does anything. Let's main verse and for you. Let's go ahead and for you to this Esther over here. And then Titus will fill at the end of the turn, and we can entrust the other Esther. Alright, it looks like we didn't quite push that threshold, which is fine. we'll just have Esther Tempest Charge. Let's go ahead and Shock Embrace, and then just double bolting. Let's see, Shock Embrace, double bolting. We don't technically need this, but like we would have entrusted this Esther and done her limit again, but whatever. Alright, so we push that last threshold 10%. That's what I was going for. Let's go ahead and Jinx and Dark. Charlotte can just this. Myra can outro and where's Audition? And Audition for mana regen. Alright, the boss is gonna heal here. And then he's gonna start like auto attacking for very low damage. Okay, so now we're just gonna limit burst every single turn until we win. So let's go ahead and absolute Rikiri. Are we not imbued? Why was that? Why was that a spark chain? Adds lightning. How is my guy not imbued? That makes no sense. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Alright. Did I use the wrong skill on my guy? That's certainly possible. I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. We're gonna kill him next turn, even though I'm apparently not imbued. I must have used Shock or Storm Clouds instead of Shock Embrace. I didn't use my cooldown. What happened? Whatever. Whatever. We can kill him here. Alright, so we did it in, I think the mission is 20 turns. I believe the mission is kill with a limit. We did both of that. And no items, whatever the other mission was. I don't remember. In any case, we did it. So now I'm going to find the new Esther friend, and let's go take out Chaos. So I will see you guys in a moment. Alright, we're still going with Esther, and pretty much the same team for Ventura's request. This is mostly the same, some very small adjustments for Chaos. For one thing, Titus needed status immunity for the Petrify attack, so I gave him a different helmet. I gave him slightly more tankiness, because there is one attack that ignores evasion. Myra had no changes at all, I believe. Charlotte, she changed from evasion gear to resistance gear. For fire, ice, lightning, water, wind, and earth, so she can cover. Kryla, I think, got no changes at all. She's still in evasion, which is not needed on this fight, but whatever, I don't like changing it. Esther, no changes at all, same thing. Got the human killing setup going on. And Steven, we're taking this time, who is the same thing as Tommy. He's got a nice Esther with cross arm and some human killer, a little bit of limit burst damage gear. Alright, let's knock out Chaos. Chaos is, in my opinion, a whole lot easier than Ardyn. We should definitely not have any turn 1 deaths this time, so it should be smoother. But you never know. Could happen. Could happen. One thing I'm a little bit worried about is Titus is currently in evasion gear, but he has really low defense and hit points, and one of the attacks does ignore evasion, so it might be a problem. We're gonna find out. All right, we're gonna go ahead and shock and bolting. Let's go ahead and shock and bolting. Let's do that before we do anything else. See what kind of crystals we get. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and no. Oh, derp. Forgot about this. Titus was moved to Lakshmi for stop immunity. Totally forgot about that. That's very important. You got to do stop immunity. So we're going to Calamity and Dark. Charlotte, well, I guess cover. And because we don't have Charlotte Limit Burst yet, we're going to have to do mitigation on turn 1 with Myra, and we'll do a intro for the stat buff. Alright, okay, good. The Dread Strike hit Esther, which is like whatever. Okay, so the Esters are ready to go. Let's go ahead and absolute Rikiri. Am I doing anything before that? Let me make sure that we absolutely get Charlotte's Limit Burst this turn, because we're going to have a physical AoE, and I really want to make sure Charlotte covers that with good mitigation. Let's have Kryla Debilitating and Dark. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and chain the Esters. Alright, Myra will interlude, and let's for you on who needs it most. This one down here. And then we'll have Titus entrust the other Esther in just a second. So Titus took the Dread Strike and didn't die, so that's cool. Alright, we need to entrust the other Esther. Let's go ahead and, before I limit, let me do a limit fill buff. So these crystals can possibly fill people even better. Okay, Myra will, let's see here, main verse, and let's for you to this Esther down here, I guess. And then Kryla can just repeat. Alright, so the boss is going to buff here. Alright, we need to outro, and let's for you to... Actually, let me for you before I do that. Let me for you, and then outro. Alright, Kryla, we need to hinder enchant to get rid of that boss's debuffs, or buffs. Let me look real quick. Yeah, we gotta get rid of that. Alright, Kryla, let's go ahead and hinder enchant. Let's just hinder enchant. We actually don't need to do anything else. We need to stop immunity again, because that wore off at this point. Let's go ahead and chain our Esters. Charlotte, we didn't quite get your limit here, so we'll just Knight's Command for the stat buff. Alright, I believe this is the last turn of our imbue on the Esters. So we can limit one more time, then we have to imbue. Yeah, add Lightning Element last turn. Alright, Myra, we need to give a limit to an Esther, and let's just keep intro going. Titus needs to entrust the other Esther, so we can limit again. Everyone loves limits. Let's go ahead and pop Charlotte. Kryla can Jinx and Dark. And Esther, let's go! Pretty decent. We're getting there, and we're getting there. Alright, so we are going to have to spend the turn next round re-imbuing the Esther, so it'll be a very low damage turn. Now, if you're using, like, Luna Freya or, you know, Ignacio or something, you can use them to extend your DPS time. And maybe I should have used one of them on the team, possibly. But I didn't. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just refresh stop immunity with Titus on this turn. We need to, let's see, Shock Embrace, and what is bolting? Make sure I'm doing it right this time. Shock Embrace, bolting, bolting, because last time I messed that up. Alright, Charlotte can Knight's Command. Kryla can just Jinx and Dark. And Myra, no, we don't really need to do that. Just have Myra Interlude and album cover, whatever. Doesn't really matter. We didn't need any healing or anything. Alright, so the boss is going to buff himself again. No, he does that on turn... When did he buff himself again? Turn 8, I think. So we're actually okay for now. Alright, Titus will just refresh Stop Immunity again. You know, just keep that active just to be safe. And let's go ahead and Rikiri. Just every turn, Rikiri, Rikiri, Rikiri. It's our best damage skill, so that's all we want to do is just Rikiri every single round. Kryla can repeat. I'm not sure when I did Charlotte's Limit, so let's do it again anyway. Let's main verse. And as for you, both the Esters are completely empty. They got no crystals at all, it seems. But that's fine. We'll fill them, and then at the start of the next turn, we'll fill the other one with Titus. Titus, however you say his name. For me, it's always going to be Titus. I don't care. Okay. Let's go ahead and give another limit burst to our Esther friend, or my Esther actually. Let's go ahead and chain. Are we gonna win this turn? Probably not. Probably really close. Really close, but not quite. That's no big deal. All right, Myra. Let's go ahead and outro and in for you to the friend down there. And Charlotte, we can just Knight's Command. So I believe the boss is going to buff this turn. Yeah, he's going to like buff and heal and all that, I think. Okay, so to deal with that, we'll have Charlotte Dispel. We'll have Kryla Re-Imperil with Impending Doom, and we'll use her Latent to fill the team's limit gauge. That's going to fill Titus to the top, and then Titus can entrust over to my Esther. And here we go. Finish with a limit. 9 turns with double Esther. That's not bad. That's really not bad at all. There we go. Chaos in 9 with Esther. Okay. Dilfido Ventura, you asked for Esther with some of the latest series boss battles. There you go. We got Ardyn in 11 turns. Ardyn was a little bit rocky because we had the deaths on turn 1, which slowed us down a little bit. We could have had Ardyn probably 9 turns. And then we got Chaos in 9 turns as well. Alright, there you go. See you in a bit.